What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at base baby Cannavaro. He is coming in at about 650 on the Xbox and about 716, 720-ish on the PlayStation. A very, very good centre-back. And I thought, you know what? We did get him in a base icon pack quite some time ago, but we've never really had a time to kind of get down and do him. We've had special cards after special cards, freeze, rule breakers, the whole lot. So it's nice to now get kind of like a second to kind of regather our kind of reviews and get together with them. We've got Cannavaro coming, then Essien, and then we also have a big boy CR7 who we did manage to pack. Two of them in 10 minutes, so stay tuned for all of that. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let me know, have you done any base icon SBCs? Let me know down below what you've got, and let's get into the review. So if we take a look at Cannavaro, he is a 2-star skiller with the 3-star weak foot. He is 5'9", so a relatively small centre-back. He did win a World Cup, so can't say that he's not a good centre-back nonetheless, but we are talking more about FIFA than personal attributes. He is a high defensive work rate with a medium attacking. And honestly, I thought height may be an issue with this one. Personally, I used him last year and I used him for so long in the game. He literally lasted me, I think, team of the year, team of the season. It was in between there, and he just was unreal. He's fast, he's got good agility, and honestly is just a very, very good tackler. Other than that, I thought maybe the heading could be an issue. We see Virgil, we see Varane, we see Vidic, Rio, Maldini, tall, relatively fast. I think Cannavaro personally is faster, but they all are relatively tall. Bit of pace on them, bit of kind of like defensive attributes. Agility balance doesn't really matter too much to an extent, but I think it's mainly because they don't really turn that much unless you are getting beat left, right and centre, which then you've kind of got to work on your defensive ability more than actually your defence. If you've got a solid back line, then realistically you could use quite a few players. Cannavaro, on the other hand, adds that recoverability. He adds that mistake and he'll still recover. In some aspects, if you kind of going for a tackle, maybe you miss it. If he's not at full speed, more than likely Cannavaro is going to be able to catch them. He is very quick. He has got 83 acceleration with 82 sprint speed, so already on the base, you're looking very, very nicely. You can get him up to 93 pace with a shadow. That for me is just absolutely outstanding. If you are to put a shadow on him, turns him into a 91 rated centre back with 97 defending and 92 pace. That is just unreal stats. If you are quite kind of like happy with a little bit less of a pace, maybe you go with Anchor. I believe that is what people are looking at, because it turns him into a 92 centre back with 97 defending, 87 physical and 87 pace. I still think that's pretty high up there for a defender. You could go all out and go with a shadow, but personally for me, I've gone definitely with that Anchor, which we will have a look at the end of the review. But let's go into some gameplay with Cannavaro and show you what it's all about. With the gameplay, we have taken all of it from Foot Champs. He is a master of the tackle. Honestly, he just runs and absolutely destroys people. There's a tackle where the ball goes from halfway line, or practically just halfway line, to the keeper with a monstrous challenge. He just doesn't miss them. He's very, very good at getting that tackling. That last ditch challenge as well, he is perfect for. He's got a nice lunge on him. Yes, we may see patches and kind of gameplay alters, which may affect some of the things that I do talk about in these reviews, but I think for me, Cannavaro is just an absolute god on this kind of like last man defending kind of zone. He does pair up with Varane quite nicely, and obviously Varane is meta as they come. I think he personally is the best gold rated centre back in the game. I think Virgil is quality, Gomez is quality, but Varane as a gold card is absolutely nuts. He's been playing since day one almost, and he's probably played a hell of a lot of matches for me, and especially if you do count some of the friendlies in there. We haven't really played too much rivals or Foot Champs in terms of like hundreds upon hundreds of games. Normally we have surpassed quite a few, but I think friendlies have taken a lot of the spotlight, and obviously you don't get no sort of match rating from them, or match win, loss, draw, so it's very interesting to see. But for me, Cannavaro is well worth the investment if you are looking for a centre-back to partner a Varane, a Gomez, a Virgil, and you need an icon. I think personally for me, he's probably one of the best in terms of bases as well. So if we do take a look at Cannavaro's in-game on the FUTBIM site, so as you can see, if we do go over, have a look at that anchor, we do see the 92 rated centre-back. Absolutely outstanding stats. He's just a breath of fresh air in terms of centre-back. As you can see with the links down below, we've got Zambrotta, Maldini, Pirlo, you have Baggio, Del Piero you could link, I'm trying to think, Nesta, there's Baresi, there's so many Italian icons, especially defence/midfield. There is like Vieri and Zaghi up front who you could bring down if you really wanted, but I think some of the Italian centre-backs, or in general icons, are pretty nice. They're not necessarily the most meta, bar from maybe Maldini and Zambrotta, but in general, they're quite nice to play with. It's a nice little team that you could make with the Italians, and I think you could probably make a good portion of a squad, bar from the goalkeeper, in the icon Italian squad. Other players that you can go with, Desai is absolutely cracked. You've got Carlos Alberto as a centre-back who's absolutely mad. Both of them being base as well. If you're looking at a prime Desai, price is definitely up there, but in terms of quality, you're looking at a very nice card. But I thought I'll link in both with bases because I feel like it's a more fair comparison, especially with them being out of packs now. But I thought I'll keep this review in because people may want to buy him. I think Cannavaro is a class player to get. Really, really happy with him. Unfortunately, I did have Vidic, who has had to go out of the squad because I think for me, Cannavaro is definitely a mad centre-back. Now, in terms of rating, personally, as you can see, I've given him a 9, and normally I'd give him a 10. I think he is quality. I think he is 10 out of 10 material, but I'm thinking he's out of packs. There's better primes out there. There's better gold rated cards in terms of value for money. You can go buy a Joe Gomez for like 10, 20k and not necessarily do the same job, but he'll definitely boost up that defense nearly as much as Cannavaro will. You could go with a Varane and a Gomez, or a Varane and a Virgil for almost the same sort of price as one Cannavaro. Personally, for me, Cannavaro is worth it out of the icon pack. I think he's a big dub out of an icon pack. Definitely takes over the value of about 500k, which is what it was during the kind of slope period when I was doing it. So I was very, very happy to get him, and I think he is one of them players that if you get him, you'll happily put him in your team, but not necessarily you'll go out and buy him. I feel like his prime is up there. Obviously, I think this base has got the most pace, but I think prime wise, you're looking at practically 99 defending if you put an anchor on him. I think he's definitely got a different chemistry style. Maybe you go with something like an engine, but he is coming in at 300-400k more than the base Cannavaro. So for me, it's a bit of an interesting one. I think prime moment Cannavaro was absolutely insane last year, so hopefully we do get the chance to go with them. I will be bringing you more icon reviews as much as I can. At the minute, things are kind of invested in stuff, and I'm trying to do some kind of league SBCs to really get the coins back up there, but you got to bear with me with that one. We will get back up there as we get more and more time away from kind of like special promos and all of that, because there normally is kind of like a downtime, and that's where I'm going to get most of my icon reviews, most of the gold reviews finishes like CR7, Neymar, Messi. I think we've done an Mbappe. I want to get the top players done just to get them out of the way, so I know I've got them in the bank as like kind of the history vault for FIFA 21. But we have surpassed 200 and something reviews. I'm very happy that we keep on that grind. I want to get at least 600 done by the end of the year, so we're on great terms there. But make sure you like and subscribe on this video. I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.